The theater lights dim, and before anyone realizes it, you're already leaning closer to the screen. Because something about this moment feels different. The crowd is buzzing, judges are casually smiling, and the host's voice echoes with excitement, but right here, right now, you can sense that this performance is about to become one of those moments people replay late at night, sending clips to friends with one simple message: you have to watch this. And before we go any further, if you love stories that give you goosebumps, make your heart race, and remind you why music still matters, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel, because moments like this are why we're here. Backstage stands Daniel Reyes, a 26-year-old delivery driver from a small town that rarely makes headlines. He isn't famous. He isn't rich. His hands still carry faint scars from years of loading heavy boxes, and his jacket is borrowed from his older brother because he wanted to look just a little more confident tonight. Music was never supposed to be his future. Growing up, Daniel learned early that dreams were luxuries his family couldn't afford. His mother worked double shifts, his father's health failed when Daniel was still in school, and singing became something he did quietly late at night, with the radio low, imagining stages he never thought he'd stand on. When Daniel steps onto the stage, the applause is polite, not wild. Some people check their phones. One judge raises an eyebrow, curious but cautious. Daniel introduces himself, his voice steady but soft, and when asked why he's here, he pauses. He talks about singing to keep himself going during long delivery routes, about humming melodies when life felt heavy, about how music was the one place he felt seen. The audience listens, but no one is prepared for what comes next. The first notes are simple. Almost too simple. A few people smile kindly, as if encouraging him through nerves. But then his voice settles, deep and warm, carrying a raw honesty that cuts through the room. It's not perfect in a polished way, it's perfect in a human way. Each lyric feels lived in, like a story he's carried for years and is finally brave enough to share. The judges straighten in their seats. A whisper ripples through the audience. Phones rise, recording, because something real is happening. Halfway through the song, Daniel's voice cracks, not from fear, but from feeling. He closes his eyes, and suddenly the performance becomes more than sound. It becomes a memory of long nights, missed chances, quiet sacrifices. The camera catches a woman in the audience wiping her eyes. One judge presses their lips together, fighting emotion. Another leans forward, hands clasped, completely locked in. This is no longer just a performance. It's a confession, a release, a reminder of why people fall in love with music in the first place. As the chorus hits, the room changes. Daniel's voice rises, powerful and clear, filling every corner of the theater. The audience erupts, not cheering yet, but breathing with him, feeling every word. It's the kind of moment that gives you chills because you know you're witnessing something unrepeatable. Somewhere in the crowd, someone whispers, "Wow." And in living rooms across America, viewers pause whatever they're doing and stare at the screen, stunned. When the final note fades, there's a split second of silence. The kind of silence that says everything. Then the theater explodes. Applause roars. People stand without thinking. The judges are on their feet, eyes shining. Daniel opens his eyes, stunned, as if he can't believe the sound is for him. His hands shake slightly, and he laughs through tears he didn't plan to shed. The feedback is emotional. One judge admits they forgot they were judging at all. Another says they've heard thousands of voices, but very few that felt this honest. They talk about courage, not the loud kind, but the quiet bravery of showing up and telling your truth. Daniel nods, overwhelmed, and thanks them, his voice barely holding together. Backstage afterward, Daniel sits alone for a moment, replaying the sound of the crowd in his mind. He knows his life won't magically become easy overnight. Bills will still exist. Struggles won't disappear. But something has shifted. For the first time, he believes that his voice, his story, matters. And that's why America can't stop rewatching this performance. It isn't just about hitting the right notes. It's about seeing yourself in someone else's courage. It's about remembering that dreams don't have expiration dates, that ordinary people can create extraordinary moments, and that sometimes one song is enough to change how you see yourself. So if this story moved you, if it reminded you of a dream you've been holding back, take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Because there are more moments like this waiting to be shared, and your story, just like Daniel's, might be closer to its turning point than you think. You don't expect it at first. The stage lights come on, the crowd claps politely, and it feels like just another audition. But something tells you not to blink, because moments like this don't announce themselves. They arrive quietly, and then they stay with you forever. And before we begin, if stories like this give you chills and remind you why music still matters, hit like and subscribe, because this moment is one you won't forget. Standing backstage is Daniel Reyes. 26 years old. A delivery driver by day. A dreamer by night. He isn't famous. He doesn't come from money. His jacket is borrowed, his nerves are real, and his hands shake just a little as he waits for his name to be called. Music was never part of his plan, it was his escape. Late night songs, quiet melodies, singing just loud enough to feel hope without waking the world. When Daniel steps onto the stage, the applause is kind, but cautious. The judges smile politely. One leans back. Another scans him quickly. No one expects anything extraordinary. Daniel introduces himself, his voice soft but steady. When asked why he's here, he pauses. He talks about long delivery routes, empty highways, and singing to stay awake, not just on the road, but in life. Then the music begins. The first note is gentle. Almost fragile. Some in the audience nod politely. A few smiles appear. But then something shifts. Daniel's voice settles warm, honest, and deeply human. It doesn't sound trained to impress. It sounds lived in. Every lyric feels like a memory. Every breath carries weight. The judges sit up straighter. As the song continues, the room grows still. Phones stop moving. Whispers fade. Daniel closes his eyes, and his voice cracks, not from fear, but from truth. You can hear the years in it. The nights he doubted himself. The mornings he kept going anyway. Somewhere in the audience, someone wipes away tears they didn't expect. Then comes the chorus. Daniel opens his eyes, lifts his head, and releases everything he's been holding back. His voice rises, strong, clear, powerful, and suddenly the air changes. This isn't just singing anymore. It's release. It's courage. It's a moment that reaches through the screen and grabs your heart. The judges lean forward. One presses their lips together, fighting emotion. Another shakes their head slowly, stunned. The audience begins to rise, not cheering it, just feeling it. Across America, people stop scrolling. Stop talking. Stop breathing for just a second. When the final note fades, silence fills the room. Not awkward silence. Meaningful silence. Then the explosion. Applause crashes like a wave. People jump to their feet. The judges stand. Daniel's eyes widen as he realizes what's happening. His hands tremble. He laughs through tears he never planned to cry. For the first time, he isn't invisible. The judges speak, but their words almost don't matter. One says they forgot they were judging. Another says they've heard thousands of voices, but very few like this. They talk about bravery. About honesty. About moments that remind them why they fell in love with music. Backstage later, Daniel sits alone on a bench. The noise has faded. The lights are dim. His phone buzzes, but he doesn't check it. He just breathes. Because he knows life won't magically become easy. The bills won't disappear. The struggles won't vanish. But something has changed. For the first time, Daniel believes his voice matters. And that's why America can't stop rewatching this performance. Not because it was perfect, but because it was real. Because it reminds us that ordinary people carry extraordinary stories. That dreams don't die, they wait. And sometimes, all it takes is one song to remind the world and yourself who you are. If this moment moved you, inspired you, or reminded you of a dream you've been holding back, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share this story. Because moments like this deserve to be heard, and your moment might be closer than you think.